sharing my life authentically. How much do you want me to say? Okay, sharing my life, just take your camera and turn it around and face yourself and do some selfies and talk about you, share about what's going on in your life, your challenges, your successes, your struggles. I think that's super important. If you don't put yourself out there on social media, that's kind of your storefront. You're not gonna be attracting people to your business. So yeah.
I think treating my business like a business. I think a lot of people want the results that some of us have had up here, but you're treating your business like a hobby, and you're not taking this very seriously. And I think so if you treat your business like a business, you've got business hours, not just checking messages here and there, but you have business hours, you have things that you do, you work from a list every single day, and legitimately treat this like it's a storefront that opens and closes every single day, and you are going to show up for it and do the activities. You're going to have much more success than treating it like a hobby.
I have two. Number one is never, ever, ever comparing yourself to someone else. And I know that it can be hard to sit there and hear someone share numbers and say, oh, I recruit this many, or I hit this many success level points, or I invite this many. But the truth is, you don't want to do what someone else did, because you're a completely different person and you appeal to a completely different audience. And it is the biggest time waster to compare yourself to someone else, because even just the 10 of us sitting here, we're all so different, from such different backgrounds, families, everything. I could never have the same success that Amy has, or Lindsay has, or anyone else up here, because I'm not them. You want to do you, and you want to do you really, really good. And it's only going to harm you if you're looking at everybody else's papers. So keep your blinders on, and your non-negotiables every day, your 3 vital behaviors times 30, and only do you. No one else does you as good as you do.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Yeah. I would say for me, since I'm such I always have 10 things going on. I'm an Aries. I'm very into multitasking. I have to have tons and tons of stuff happening. For me, just really focusing on the task at hand. I think when I first started focusing and doing what I set down to do versus the notifications and the tings and the things, I turn off all my notifications on my phone. My phone is always black. There's no notifications popping up, always distracting me. I'm a sapphire, so I if a bird flies by, I'm like, ooh, I get very distracted. And so I remember the first time I sat down to be a focused worker and be productive, I closed every single tab except for my email, and I just went through it, and I was like, oh my God, that took 10 minutes versus 5 hours. And I was able to start working faster and faster and faster and faster, and then I was able to start actually living my life and working versus being stuck on Facebook for 24 hours a day. You're on Facebook 24 hours a day because you're not productive, not because Facebook is sucking your time. Just remember that.
Woo! Woo!
So for me, it's probably been staying in a constant state of growth, not becoming complacent. It's easy in this business. You achieve milestones that you never thought you would achieve. Obviously the financial side of it's ridiculous, but I always want to remember the girl who I was 6 years ago, who was lost, and that's the girl that I'm speaking to, and I grow on her behalf, because I know the more that I personally grow, the more I can pour into those people that I'm blessed to come across and pay that forward. And I just want to